As you can see, my foundation and all of that is already done because I am actually trying to get ready to leave to go somewhere today. So this is kind of going to be like a chit-chat walkthrough, get ready with me kind of thing. But I'm going to start off with a paint pot from MAC in the color Groundwork. And it is kind of a cool toned taupey brown, but if you wanted like a straight up taupe color, you could use Toughest Taupe from the Maybelline Color Tattoo line. These, I would say, at least the matte ones are quite comparable to the paint pots, so these are very good as well. But I want more of a brown tone instead of a gray tone. I might use that a little bit, but so to apply that first, I almost went in with my finger, but I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to use a deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques and just paint that all over my lid. I want more of a light wash of color. I'm trying to go for a natural look today. But we'll see how that goes. So I am just blending this all over my eye. And as you can see, it just gives a light wash of color when you apply it with a brush. If you wanted more of a concentrated color, you could apply it with your finger, but I am going for more of a light wash of color. Then on my Real Techniques shading brush, I'm also going to run that underneath my eye. I'm using a little bit of a larger brush to do this because I want it to come down quite far. If you don't want it to come down on the lower lash line quite far, use a brush more this size. This is the Real Techniques accent brush. You can see the size difference. It's really just personal preference. So I'm just dipping that into the paint pot again, wiping a little bit of the excess off on the edge, and then just running that under the eye. And I'm going all the way into the tear duct because I want the brown to go all the way around the eye, which I know isn't necessarily completely flattering, but I am going to put a little bit of something on top of this to kind of make it a little more flattering. Then before I start laying powder products on top of this, I am actually going to take my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Taupes, and then on the same brush we used to apply it on the top lid, this is the Dome Shadow brush from Real Techniques, I'm just going to swirl that in there a little bit, and I'm just going to apply that to my crease area, just really buffing it in and making sure it just blends right in with that Groundwork paint pot we put on before. Now I'm going to be dipping into my Kat Von D palette because I am obsessed, apparently. I'm going to take this shade here, which is called Smile Now. And it's just a very, like, peachy shade, but it's got this interesting duochrome to it. And I'm just going to take that on a flat shading brush. This says it's an all-purpose eye brush, but it's just a flat shading brush. I'm just taking that on one side of the brush, and then I'm going to pack that on top of that paint pot that we laid down. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's got an interesting duochrome. It's like a peach color with a purpley pink duochrome through it. It's very pretty. And I am just focusing that mainly on the inner half of the eye. I am blending it back a little bit, but I really am just keeping it on the inner half, maybe the inner 2/3 of the eye. And then I'm also going to take that on the tip of this brush and run it again on the inner 2/3 probably of the eye. And I did bring that Toughest Taupe color tattoo on the very outer corner of my eye as well. I don't know if I mentioned that or if I actually filmed that, but... So I'm not sure if I mentioned, but you do not have to set the color tattoo or the paint pot they set on their own, so you could just wear them on their own if you wanted to do that. And the same goes with this product. This is Laura Mercier's Caviar Stick in the shade Sugar Frost, and it's kind of a taupey champagne color. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this on the inner corner of my eye because I want it super highlighted. I saw a picture and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And it was just this really super bright highlighted inner corner. Then you could just leave it with that. You don't have to set this product like I said before. And I'm going to go over it with Precious from the Kat Von D palette, which is like the same color, just it's super shimmery and shiny, and I'm going to pat that over top of that caviar stick. Because I have decided I don't want my crease to appear quite as gray as it is appearing, I'm going to go in with this MAC pressed powder in the shade NC20 first, just on a really fluffy brush. I'm just going to take that over top of that and kind of just mute that out a little bit first. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a tapered fluffy brush, and I'm going to pick up Cork from MAC right there, which is pretty much the same color as Groundwork. It's in the same color family, if not almost the exact same color. And then I'm just going to work that in my crease over top of that gray. I'm bringing it around on the bottom as well. And then I'm just going to go back in with that pressed powder on my fluffy brush and blend that out into my brow bone. So it just seems like it's appearing to blend into nothing. Then because I feel like I've lost a little bit of my lid color, I'm going to go back in with this Cry Now shade, or no, Smile Now shade, and just reblend that over top of my lid, just really kind of carving out that crease, because I really don't want the darker colors on the lid, I just want them in the crease. So really you just want to kind of rub this brush back and forth with your lid shade on it and just really kind of use it to kind of erase and blend away those colors if they've come down onto the lid. So because I want to keep this very simple and natural looking, not like bam in your face makeup, I'm going to use a brown liner from Starlight Cosmetics, and this color is All I Want Is Peace, Love, and Chocolate, and it's just a matte chocolate brown. And what I'm going to do is I'm just really going to move this back and forth in the roots of my lashes, because you just want a hint of eyeliner, more for definition to the eye rather than actual liner. So if you can see, I am really just back and forth in the roots of my lashes. And I'm staying off of where I've highlighted as well. I'm not going all the way in with this. So you can see that there is now definition to this eye, but it's not obvious, I guess. Then I'm going to go in with my accent brush from Real Techniques and this matte brown here from the Coffee Shop Quad from CoverGirl. And I'm just going to use that to smudge out and set that liner. But again, I am staying in my lashes with this. And we're staying off of that highlight still. And I only dipped into the shadow once. I don't want a lot. I just want enough to help smudge out and set that liner. And then whatever is left on my brush from smudging out that liner, I'm going to take and just smudge in the roots of my lower lashes as well. And just so, because I realized I didn't mention this, a trick to keeping the liner just in your lash line is to make sure your eyeliner stays sharp. So sharpen it when you feel like it's getting too dull and it's getting too thick. The sharper your pencil stays, the easier it is to keep it thin and in your lashes as well. As you can see, I went ahead and put on mascara, and today I used my Best Volume Extreme from Jordana and then my CoverGirl Exact Eyelights. I really have been liking these two together. They work really well together. And both the formulas don't make it like clumpy looking, which is really nice. Then for lips, I feel like you could do really whatever you wanted to do. But sitting here looking at my lip stuff, I am going to use my MAC lip gloss in Nikki 2, just the lavender color, because I'm sick of winter. So, just... And I feel like this just gives enough color that it's not like super obnoxious, but it's still... It's still springy and not wintry, and I'm sick of winter, if I haven't said that already in like the last 4 or 5 makeup tutorials I've posted. So that completes this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's completely different for me because it's actually, you know, like daytime appropriate and wearable. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this and found it useful, helpful, any of the above. And I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.